Thinking back to the early 80s and the relatively early days of regulatory affairs and globalization, in those days the US market was of primary interest. Europe was interesting, but certainly was not a single pharmaceutical market in the sense that it is approaching today. And Asia was really a distant afterthought. That was before the days of ICH, and now we're approaching the 20th anniversary of ICH. It will be in 2010, and much has been accomplished in the area of actually globalizing drug development. And we can see that the DIA annual meeting this year, many more sessions on Asia, Japan, China, India, something that 10 years ago was really unthinkable and beyond anybody's radar screen. The point that I'm making is that the U.S. regulatory environment is well understood, well established, although still evolving. The European regulatory environment has established itself very well. Procedures are relatively clear, and the EMEA has been really a very effective agency and is becoming increasingly well established and entrenched. What is now opening up really is Asia and Latin America. And thinking of Asia and Japan in particular, the 2007 guidelines from the PMDA, the Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Agency of Japan, have really opened up our thinking about global drug development, because the Japanese now are saying that they don't want to suffer from a drug lag anymore. They want to be a part of global drug development. They want Japanese patients to participate in global trials, or at least Asian trials, and the PMDA is willing to accept in marketing applications a mix of phase 3 data that include Japanese, Chinese, Korean and Taiwanese patients without the difficulty that was expected or realized in past years. This is a sea change in their attitude and makes the Japanese market perhaps more accessible, certainly more appealing to drug developers today, and it needs to be considered quite seriously. Speaking of China, the People's Republic of China is undergoing considerable evolution in healthcare and in pharmaceutical regulations, changing very rapidly. Their staffing at the SFDA is also increasing. Their thinking about regulation is evolving. They're looking at other countries as models, and this is a great opportunity to access the SFDA and present development plans to them and take the access to the Chinese market with more seriousness than at any time in the past. The Korean